back. It's a new year. It's a new season. Our baby has turned 1 year old.
I'm very proud of us.
Guys, we have turned 1 year old. We want to thank y'all so much for rocking with the Dress Code Podcast. We've had a lot of ups and a lot of downs.
I wouldn't necessarily
not
say
downs, a lot of controversy.
It was just given growing pains, and you had to learn because this is once again, new for me, not for you, because you did podcasting before.
Yeah,
this is my first go around for the podcast, but proceed.
The comments, they try to, get a little, I forgot them for Flatbush, so we can back and let the Chelsea boots fool you. But we do want to thank y'all for tuning in, and yeah, that's it. So, today, guys, I'm just going to say hello to your mother, because this is where a lot of you guys' style has come from.
Period.
You've seen the page, you've seen the influence, and you took it maybe about 10, 12 years later and tried to implement it. And I just want to say, welcome to the delivery room, welcome to the world. And we have now with us the lovely, we're going to call her Simplicity, because that's probably what y'all know her as. Y'all could call her mom later. AKA Shaniqua. Thank you for coming to the Dress Code Podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. And wait, hold on. I forgot to introduce us.
Well, I mean, they already know who we are.
You already know who we are. It's your boy Bruhman from the 5th floor.
Ashley from the Stylist Local.
And then here we go. So now, I'm sorry, I just got so excited because this is a page that I've been on for years.
Not even that. So when we first made the podcast, when we had the idea to do it, we sat down, literally a list of people. You are on the list of people. So it's just for it to happen and to have you sit on the couch and I guess what I want to say, accept our invitation to come on here and talk with us. It was dope. It was a good full circle moment. And I'm just happy because I know the gems are about to be dropped. And I know that she has some things to say and I want to hear them. So
well, thank you for having me. And also thank you for considering me, because I feel a lot of people do get these platforms and they forget about the people who, I don't want to say started it, but
talk your shit.
They don't
pop your big one.
No, I don't mean to say that, because everybody is who they are in their own right. But once you get a certain amount of notoriety, sometimes people will overlook those of us who are just taking a little bit longer to get there. So I appreciate you guys for considering me and having me on here, and I'm happy to be here.
Nah, absolutely. Now you have, if you go down her timeline, I'm talking about to 2016, you can see this been her. Yeah, she's been doing this.
2013.
Her. She said, hold on.
Excuse me, sir. Kind sir.
Correction.
1986.
No, that's right. From the womb, baby.
I'm screaming. You feel me? She's been doing this. You feel me? So you've been into the hot. You've actually been. I call her my range sister. This is my sister in range, because
she can do it all.
The heels to the sneakers. We want to go jackets. We want to go outerwear. We want to do dresses.
Athletes.
No matter athletes wear. No matter what.
Yeah.
It's gonna be done. See, it's the difference between doing it and trying a thing. Somebody can try a thing, but you can't try the fucking thing. You have to try the thing and you have to do the thing.
It's being done.
She does it every time, effortlessly. So, talk about I got a question. When did you first fall in love with fashion? What was your first introduction to this is what I want to do? This is where I'm at.
Oh my goodness. I feel like it came late for me as far as this is what I want to do, but I've always been into fashion, and it's weird because my mom is the total opposite. My mother is very, growing up, I'm an 80s baby, so my mother was very Reeboks, velour suit, sweatsuit, very plain.
Yeah.
And my grandmother actually was into fashion, and my father was into Versace silk shirts. That was his thing.
Okay.
So, he was a pretty boy in his time and all of that stuff. So I think that's where it comes from, because my mom was really just I'm just gonna put you in a sweatsuit. Right. And you clean, you fed, you know what I mean?
Right.
We're not doing all of that extraness. So. And then it didn't help that I was the first grandchild and the only child for 18 years. So I have a host of uncles, and it was just spoiled.
Yeah.
I need this, I need that, I want this, I want that. So that's kind of how it happened for me. But I've always been in love with fashion. I've always been even in my tomboy era, it was just, I had to have, that's when Jordans were dropping every 2 weeks, right? We were doing the Guess denim suits that had the color stitching.
Yes.
We were doing the iceberg. We were doing the...
Told you about the iceberg.
We were doing the iceberg. If you weren't going to S&D's Underground and you weren't going to Moni's downtown Brooklyn, like, you had to really be there. And that kind of what started it for me. And at that time, this was high school. Because junior high school, I was still, like, doing Jordans, but it was more, like, oversized stuff and baggy jeans because I was always, like, really small. So tight stuff didn't work for me. So I felt more comfortable just being in something baggy. I had a flat stomach, so it was like, I'm going to show that. But, but getting into high school is when I kind of really tapped into my personal style.
Gotcha.
And, again, that was the Iceberg era, the Vanson era, the high top Prada era. All of that, and I still have a lot of my pieces. Like my Vanson, I got it in 9th grade. I still have it.
That's something you keep.
I remember going to Genesis with my mother, and we put it on layaway.
Wow.
And I cried, and I was just like, I'm not leaving here. You putting something down on his
Put
coat.
something.
I'm leaving here with something.
I'm screaming.
I need my little slip.
Around the way.
You know, they used to write down what you put down, and then I'm taking my little slip home, and I put the little magnet on the refrigerator. And she made me work for the balance to get that jacket. But
really?
baby, yes, I was just doing all type because I was spoiled. I didn't really have to do chores and stuff like that. And it was like, it's time to earn your keep around.
Right. And the jacket was expensive.
I'm not West Indian.
See, you're lucky. You actually got the option of it being
we didn't get no
options,
baby. We got nothing.
$400 fucking for what?
Yeah. I wasn't even getting no Jordans, much less a Vanson. My mother would
wait. Let's not get it confused. My mother fought me for a while, but again, I had uncles. So
right, okay.
When she said no, my uncles were outside.
Okay.
So it was like, nah, niece, like, come on, Yeah. And then my grandfather was I would see him in suits and hats and briefcases. And I was just like, oh, like, granddaddy look good, But he was into fashion a different kind of way. It was more, back in the days, tailored, real clean cut, right, smooth on his Frank Lucas vibe type of thing.
Yes.
And, my mother did fight me on a lot. I cried. I shed a lot of tears. I'm not gonna lie. I shed a lot of tears. I remember taking her into the Prada store for the first time. I was 16 years old. I will never forget this. I didn't want a sweet 16. I didn't want a party. I said, I want some Pradas. I want a nice outfit to go with my Pradas, and I want to rent a limo, and I want to take my friends to 42nd Street. Remember 42nd Street?
If you wasn't doing it, 42nd.
That's all I wanted.
Yeah.
And I remember my friend at the time, Jeanette, she had an older sister, and we sent her older sister to the liquor store for us, and we wanted some Hypnotic for the limo. And I'm probably telling my age here, but it's fine.
Listen, I can't say nothing because
she went to the liquor store and the limo came to pick us up, and we were all like, oh. And we made a stop at Jeanette's house. Her sister came out with the bottles, and we were so excited. We was gonna oh my God, we got so messed up. We all came home, our mouths was blue. I had a good time though, I'll never forget it. But I took her into the Prada store for the first time. It was right around my 16th birthday, the Prada store in Soho. And I remember walking in, and my mother, she's so embarrassing sometimes. I walk in, and she goes, what the fuck is this, a museum?
Because it's so
Because
big.
you know the way it's set up, and I'm just like,
yeah.
And I'm like, Mom. And she's like, where's the clothes?
To this day.
So we go downstairs, and this is when Pradas were $325.
I wish
they were $325.
So they were $325 when you went to go get yours?
Yes.
Mine's were $333.69, and then it came up to it comes up to $347.
But that might have been right. But the price before taxes was $325. And they bought out like a bunch of colors. I'm like, I'm just gonna do black leather for my first pair. I'm gonna do black leather. Oh, baby, I wore them things down.
I believe it.
And
I believe it.
they pulled it out. I tried it on, and I'm walking around, and she's sitting there. I never told her the price. I just said what I wanted for my birthday.
Okay.
And I was like, I want Pradas. And we get there, and we get to the register, and they say the price, and she goes, $325. And I'm standing there, I'm just looking down, and the guy is looking like, y'all don't belong here. So she looked at me, so she goes, Shaniqua. And I'm like, yes. And she's like, $325.
That is so
She was like, oh, this is the last birthday you get. And she started going on, because my family is Southern. So I got my sneakers.
Okay.
I was not leaving there without them. I was going to kick and scream and act like a 2-year-old if I had to, but I was getting those products. But that was my first time. And I remember this had to be this was recent, not that recent, but it was probably like 2019. We were in Soho together. I took her to lunch, and she was like, we walked past, and she was like, I remember when you first took me into this store. And we always laugh about it because she was so taken back. By the price. And I was just like, I can't.
Should have made her spin the block and get another pair for old time's sake.
Right. I mean, but the price point is way different now.
It's so crazy how much they're like inflated. It's crazy.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, if my old products were in such bad shape, I probably would still wear them. But they're like, because I was wearing.
And the funny thing about it is, if you look on Instagram now, everybody, I guess a lot of people from our generation are talking about they miss the old style of it. They miss the way the old fitting of it. I'm like, yo, and you look at the pictures, you look at the difference. It's like, wow, this is now it's just like a real.
Yeah, real narrow. Even the materials, the leather is not as great quality. It's just.
You know what's crazy? I haven't seen. Did they bring them back out with just regular leather?
They do have it, but they're in like colors. There's no.
Because now what you see is the patent. All I ever see now is the patent leather one.
I never was a patent leather girl.
Really?
I did brown high top. I did red high top. I did white. I mean, I had white leather, black leather, and blue leather.
I think I had about 5 pairs, and I think I only had one black pair, 2 solid black pairs. No, I lied. Damn, I had 6 pairs. 3 was 3 solid leather and 3 were patent. Okay, yeah. I loved the patent leather. I always had a thing for patent leather, like that gloss. It was always so. Oh yeah, I
don't know. I'm not a patent leather girl even now.
Now you're not.
It's certain things I don't really gravitate towards it very much, but certain things I'm like, okay, I'm not mad at that. But for the most part, it's not something that I'm gonna like. Oh, I need patent leather. Like, no, I just don't feel that way about it at all.
Yeah, so I feel like that's where it started for me. And then it was up after that. You know, like you're in high school, so you're trying to like, at this point, you're really finding your identity and everybody's doing their own thing. And I was one of those people, I always was a DIY girl. Ooh, so I remember when the Little Kim video came out, where she had the bleached jeans that was cut up. I think what song was that?
Was it not
No Matter What People.
Okay. Yeah, because she had pink hair, no? Did she have pink hair in that video?
I don't know if she had pink. I think she had like a ponytail. It was like a I Dream of Jeannie ponytail.
Oh, okay.
And I remember seeing that video, and I was like, I don't see those jeans in the store. So me and my cousin was like, we just gonna make them. Girl, we went through about 10 pairs of jeans trying to get them. And my mother was like, don't you cut up and bleach not near another pair of pants in this house, right? But like my style is heavily influenced by the 90s. That was my era. I feel like it made me feel comfortable because for a while I was a tomboy. So being a tomboy back then was in. You was that girl, you know, and I just needed to fit into that. And I couldn't get everything I wanted all the time, so I would make it.
So
I do have a question though, like how did you make that transition?
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say.
I think even now I'm most comfortable in my tomboy attire.
Right.
I just feel like it's a little more elevated now because I'm a grown woman. But I think, and another thing too, when it became like an aesthetic, it was just kind of like, I used to get teased for that.
Like, right. But that's the thing.
The boys wasn't checking for me.
Aesthetic eventually. Like.
Right. They were not checking for me because it was like, at that time when everybody started to wear more form fit and stuff, I still was wearing like the baggy stuff, even if it was with like a crop top or anything like that. But that was not the thing.
Right.
It was like there was a very small group of us, and everybody else was transitioning into more like being sexier and all of that. And I wasn't really. I kind of got late on that train. But even now, I don't know. Like I guess because I've been doing it my whole entire life, it's just what I feel most comfortable in. Right. And obviously, as an adult woman, like you're gonna sexy it up, and your style is gonna evolve. So I was able to be able to implement that, and also elevate and be able to show that I can also be more feminine and more demure. And I guess that's kind of like how my style is. And people always ask me to explain my style, and I always say like my style is like around the way girl meets the girl next door. And that is I found a happy medium between the two. And it just works for me.
Yeah. I think that makes sense though, and I feel like regardless of what your style is, you have to be comfortable, right? Because like imagine now if you were not ready yet to transition and you were forcing yourself into like more fitted items, and you would have just felt uncomfortable. You would have looked uncomfortable too. And I always say this, I hate when I feel like the clothes are wearing people. And they're not wearing their clothes. I can tell when something is just not you, it don't fit, like, and you're doing it because it's trending. And I hate it because I'm just like, you look uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable for you.
It's so crazy that you say that because I literally recorded a YouTube video yesterday and the day before that I had to re-record for, I don't even want to get into it. It pissed me off.
Struggles on YouTube.
But I spoke about that, and I spoke about trends, and I spoke about being comfortable. And I think a lot of people get caught up in trends and caught up in these lists and what people are saying is in and what's out. And they forget to be themselves.
Yes.
Like, I'm just going to use this as an example. Like, the Rick Owens is wearing the people are not wearing the Rick Owens. But when I say that, that's not the only thing. And I think people don't have a personal style, and that's the problem. If you're wearing every single trend and you're following every single trend, you don't have a personal style. Because everything is not going to work for you. Everything is not going to work for me. It might look good on you. I might be like, oh, actually, that top looks really good on you. But it doesn't do anything for me. Yeah. And I'm okay with that. And I think more people need to focus on being themselves and looking like themselves, because nowadays everyone looks the same. With the exception of a couple people, but for the most part, we all have access to the same things, right? We shop in some of the similar places, which is fine. And we might have the same jacket, but you're going to wear it like you and I'm going to wear it like me.
Exactly.
Nowadays, people are not doing that. They see that jacket and that shirt, they want the same exact thing. And it's just like, why do you not want to be individual? And I think that's what I love so much about 90s fashion, because back in the day, you didn't want to look like nobody else. If you walked into a high school party or a house party, everybody looked different, right? Everybody did their own thing, and we were wearing the same brands. We were all wearing Icebergs and the Guess, but we all looked different. Yeah. And I think that's what I miss the most, because now all of the hair is the same, the makeup, everything is just the same. Even when it comes to the guys, like I do wardrobe styling as well, and I'll go into a fitting with a client and I'll try to show them something different, because like menswear is my thing.
Okay.
And they'll be like, no, like, why ain't got the Amiris or why? And it's just like, bro, 50 other people have Amiris. I'm trying to put you on to something else. I'm trying to put you on to some Craig Green. I'm trying to put you on, like, to different things that when you walk outside, people are going to say, yo, bro, what you got on? But I think that people are so used to seeing what works for others, they feel like, okay, automatically, if I want to get to that level of success or I want this type of notoriety, I have to look like that. So I want to do this. And it's hard. It's hard, man. It's hard getting people to think outside their box.
Now, I want to put a pin and double back on everything that you just said right now, because I got a point to see. So, you're from Brooklyn, right?
Yes. Okay. East New York. Born and raised.
There we go. You're from East. So you're from the hood just like us. So now I have this theory. So I always, since we started the podcast, I've always said that for niggas from the hood, the projects and the ghetto always dictated fashion. We always said when something was hot, when something was not. As I'm getting older and going through the cycles and going through the motions and really looking at it, we have literally. So you said people just like we're real trendy. Would you say the hood and like us as urban black people, we're the trendiest of all trendies? Because if you think about it, like we're the trendiest people, because we say Pradas, for example. Those were the most versatile. You can literally, like they say, go play ball, go to church, and then go to a job interview in a pair of all black Pradas. Extremely versatile shoes. And then one day we just said, it's not lit no more. And then what happened? It instantly became not lit. Fast forward.
We always have the power, though. We just don't recognize like how much power we have, but we have.
We have the power, but are we utilizing it correctly?
No,
because
absolutely not.
No, we're not.
I feel like because we're only taught about trends, we're not taught about material. We're not taught about fabric. We're sitting here complaining about, like you just said, the shoe, the Prada, the leather's not the same. The fit is more narrow. Now, if we were trained to hold on to pieces from yesteryears, we would know that these are going to be worth something. These is going to be something. When you go into those people's, and when you know what I mean by those people, when you go into their closets, you're pulling out furs from the 40s. This is family heirlooms, watches. You can tell niggas in the hood right now, a Rolex Day-Date is played out. We not wearing that no more. And what niggas gonna do? Well, damn, I guess we ain't wearing Day-Dates no more. I guess you gotta get the presidential. And not even realizing, he gonna tell you to go get the bust down.
Of course.
And then the black
and it's gonna be worth nothing.
Dirty.
And it's gonna be worth nothing.
Doing you so dirty.
And then the white man is just gonna be sitting there with that same Day-Date.
That appreciates.
20 years later, the one that you discarded and went and busted down, and he's sitting there like, damn, brother, you ain't even know you had a gem on your hands. So I feel like we're not the trends is like we set we're the cause of this, if you ask me. We're the cause of trendy behavior.
It's a catch-22 with this. Because we are the reason why things will get popular and get trendy, right? We literally are the blueprint for a lot of things. But at the same time, like we said on one of our first episodes, when you made that comment about like Black people making things like Casamigos now, like that kind of like reference to where like it just, now everybody's drinking Casamigos, everybody's on it, and it's not that great anymore. So the thing about it is I want us to just do better, because if you really like took your time and just like did your due diligence, you will find out there's so much more for you to get put onto. Like you were saying, like when you want to take your clients somewhere, you want to expose them to something, because they're stuck in a box, it's very hard for people to see that. And if they're not seeing their friends or the immediate circle of people that they're constantly in contact with wearing those things, they don't think it's like hot, you know what I'm saying? Or like something that they want to partake in. A lot of people just don't have their own personal style, once again, like you said.
Or confidence.
And confidence is a big thing too, because I feel like if you don't have you're not wearing it. You're not, once again, because it'll be like the clothes are wearing you kind of thing, you know? So I just feel like there's a lot more that we could do. We could do much better, but it's just a matter of people don't care about that. They want to do what's popping on Instagram. They want their 15 seconds of fame, and then they want the reposts, the retweets. That's what they're looking for. It's like instant gratification. So.
And I also think people don't take pride in the way that they used to in being a trendsetter. Again, like years ago, like you wanted to be like what June Ambrose did for Bad Boy, right? Listen. People don't want to do that anymore. They don't want to be trailblazers.
They're scared,
like you said, they want the instant gratification. So it's like if I get next to someone popular, or I get to dress someone popular, or I am someone famous or whatever, and I'm wearing certain brands, I get the notoriety from the brand, I might get to sit at the show, and that's all they care about. They don't care about being the person that's on the mood board. Right? And I always have this thing, and this might be a little early because I actually have a brand that I'm working on. It's called Mood Board Muse. And people are like, where did that come from? And it's like, we are on the mood boards. We might not be in the rooms. We might not be invited to the parties, but we're on those mood boards. And some people are not putting in that work. They don't care about that. And they're like, well, why do I need to be on the mood board? Like, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And it's like, being on the mood board, you are the inspiration. You are the foundation. You're the blueprint.
That's where it starts.
You are the connect the dots, right? And a lot of people don't aspire to be that anymore. Like, I know for a fact that there's still work that June has done that's on mood boards to this day. Absolutely. Because it's like, it invokes some type of feeling. It makes you think outside of your box. Like, wow, this looks really, really good. Like, how does her mind work that way? And a lot of people don't put in that effort or even have the brain capacity to even do that. It's easy to look at the mannequin and say, let me get that. It's easy to look at a runway show and say, okay, I want look number 45. They don't even want to break look number 45 down and make it their own. They want it exactly how it is coming down the runway. And I mean, I think that's where a lot of the problem comes from. And again, confidence. People don't have the confidence to do things different from what they see around them because they don't want to be called out. They don't want to be like, oh, that ain't hot, or oh, that looks crazy. And it's just like, but it's me.
So I have a question. So now with saying that, you say people are afraid to be the mood board and set their own trends and be trailblazers. Do you feel like it's even possible to even possess that trait of being a mood board and being a trailblazer with social media now? Because you can literally, I'm going to put this outfit together, and this is the fit that I put together. I have 500 followers. Somebody is going to stumble across the Explore page with 100,000 followers and say, I want exactly that outfit. And they're going to find exactly or something similar to in that thing. And you become their mood board, and now they're taking all the gratification.
Happens to me all the time.
Okay.
That's an everyday thing.
Did you hear your intro?
That's literally an everyday with brands too. With just people who have influence, and then also with smaller brands. Literally, I said all the time, like those larger brands, they have people in the field. Yeah. It's called market research. They go in the store, they go everywhere, and they see what you're doing. They're buying your pieces, taking them apart, seeing how it's fabricated, seeing what you did, and then recreating the same exact thing and then slapping a designer logo on it. I feel like you have to have a serious passion for the love of it has to be a love of fashion to sit back and watch. Somebody like me, I would be, if I saw somebody take me out the influencer role, if I saw somebody get the credit for my fit, sick.
I'm one of those people. What's for me is for me. What's mine? I don't want nothing nobody else want. That's why I never took none of y'all niggas girls, because I don't want her. I want what's mine. You feel me? I like mines. Okay. So because when it's mine's, I'm gonna do it like it's my C-Day. You feel me? So if I see somebody else in my C-Day outfit, I'm upping it because that was my outfit. I'm letting the world know it's my. That's why I said I can't be no Ghost Rider. I could be no what? I could
my
be.
God!
I could. That's why I think that's probably why.
You can't take the back seat.
No. I can take the back seat. Hear me out. I can take the back seat, but I can't take the. I can take the back seat, knowing I'm taking the back seat.
Okay.
You feel me? Okay. So wait, I could be a Ghost Rider then. I can't be somebody who takes my. Yeah, maybe I fucked that up. I probably fucked that bar up. But you know what I meant. I think that's why I do women. I like styling women more because I know I can't put that shit on.
So you like styling women. For you said you get in, like you prefer menswear, correct?
I don't prefer, but it is my thing.
Okay.
And I do like working with women too, but especially as another woman, it's almost like when they have something in their mind or they're used to something and you're trying to take them out of that. You know how us women can be sometimes. I would just say that menswear is easier. When working with women sometimes it'd be like, girl, can you just trust me? You are paying me. Can you trust me?
For you, it's the complete opposite for me. Now, trying to help my mans, coming from where I'm from, trying to help my mans and trying to show them a different way, they don't want to hear that way. They like, bro, I'm not jacking it. I'm not doing this. I'm not here for that. And it's like, my mans, I got you. When I tell people, if you're coming to me for style advice, I'm not gonna make you leave looking like me. I'm not gonna style you like Bruhman. I'm gonna style you in the best way that's fitting for you. I'm not gonna put you in what I'm gonna wear. You from Two First in Church. I'm not gonna put you in a see-through blouse, bro. We may be from the same hood, but I understand this ain't you. But just because you see me in it, I'm not gonna do that to you.
Right.
You feel me? So you gotta check with women. The reason why I find it so easy with women is because to style women is because it's coming from a man's perspective now. So just like with the male, men they have that little aggression in them, but nigga, I want to see you in that. You gotta hit them with that. I want to see you in that.
Oh no, my clients, I be like, put it on.
Put that shit on.
Yeah.
You know, when you first meet a client for the first time before you guys have a rapport with each other, it's always kind of like a little bit of a fight. And then once they get familiar with you, they be like, all right, Neek. Like,
they get the likes.
And like a lot of my clients are younger than me, so like I gotta kind of be like, not their mother or their older sister. I'd be like, if you don't put this on, listen, we've been on set 12 hours already. I'm ready to get back to the hotel. Put this on. And then they'll laugh it over and be like, all right. And then after the visuals come out, they'll be like, oh, that was, you know.
Because they have to trust you.
They fight sometimes. They fight.
Are we talking? And now, are you dealing predominantly with artists like rappers and things of that nature?
Yes, so I actually have not worked on much music in 2023. My last project I did for 2023, which was in December, was I can't really say yet because it's not out, but it wasn't in music, but it was more on the corporate side for a larger brand, and it was something that really I was really fulfilled in doing it, and I had like full creative control.
Amazing.
And it was another long shoot. I think it was like 16 hours. But I was like, oh, I like this. And I don't, it's not that I don't like working with my artists because I do. But I just feel like I've been in a box with working with artists because I haven't found clients yet that are going to let me fully be who I want to be for them. And working in a different atmosphere with a different type of client. And I think it was a total of like 5 models we work with. But I was able to fully just do my thing. And not have to get any pushback and not have to worry about like only shopping the brands that they know.
Right.
And I was very fulfilled in that. And I'm like, I think I'm going to exercise more of that in 2024. So God willing, it's going to be, I'm going to post it on Instagram once they give me the okay.
Okay, because you got to get the green light.
But yeah, so.
I was going to ask, like, when you're, I guess, coming up with shoe ideas, like, where do you start with that? Because like I know obviously you have to like, I guess, stay in line with what the brand is wanting to do. But as far as like putting your spin on it and adding your creativity, like where do you start?
So it depends on the type of project. So like with music, typically you're given a treatment by the director. So you kind of know what they want to go for. And then even like now, like, oh my God, I don't want to keep referencing the 90s, but like even now working in music, it's like when I look at music videos and I get sent a lot of treatments and they're kind of all the same.
Okay.
Right? They have the same premise. And if you look at a music video from the 90s, I mean, obviously budgets were way bigger back then for music videos. Like there was $1 million budgets. Like if you look at Hype Williams videos, there was
anymore.
right now videos are in a peer space or a warehouse somewhere and with some lights and different rooms, and that's it. And I just feel like the creative aspect of it is just not there.
It's not there.
It's not there. I was at my friend's house the other day and we were watching like old school videos, and I was just like, yo, they rented the whole club out. They got the whole like every scene was different. It was like storytelling is dead. The art of storytelling is dead.
Gone.
Right?
We used to have skits and music videos. Do y'all remember that?
Yes.
You Rock My World?
We used to we couldn't wait for the video to drop. It's like the video made the song.
In Park, waiting in front of the TV. Like, I need to see the new drop for everything.
And now we don't have that. No. We don't have that. So like the art of storytelling is dead. So it's like I'm working with trying to work with this treatment that is just, the creative aspect of it is just on the level of a 5-year-old in kindergarten. And then for me, it's like, we just want him to look like this, or we just want her to look like this, and just do that. So I like to work on projects where I have a lot more creative freedom, like the last one that I worked on. And I think that's another reason why I was kind of like off-put from music for a while, because I was stuck in this box. I couldn't do what I wanted to do. Right. And then when it comes to like my content creation, like they kind of just let me do my thing. Like they give me points that I have to like obviously,
right, like deliverables.
But they kind of just let me do my thing. And I just scour the internet. Like I look at a lot of my old stuff. I watch like a lot of old. I don't even listen to new music.
Same.
I don't.
My old playlists are in rotation because what is there to listen to?
Right. So my inspiration just comes from a number of things, and it's just not always music or fashion. It comes from a number of things. So I can't really pinpoint where I pull it from. And then sometimes my friends will be like, "How did you think of that? Like, where did you?" And I'm just like, "Girl, I don't even know. Like, I don't even know." Like, and I think anything creative is a form of art. So you can get art from anything. Like, my friends be like, "You so corny." Like, I love sunrises and sunsets. It's something about it.
Oh, yes.
When I get on the plane, I have to have a window seat because I need to see it.
You need to take a
No,
picture.
I cannot switch with you. Like some of the simple things and like the way that it sparks my mind and things that are popping my mind after seeing certain things, just be like, oh, and I'll just jot it down. I'm a very pen to paper type of person. I'm not like
Erica said when you put it on paper, because
they're like,
real.
oh, put it in your notes, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
if I put it in, I'm not gonna ever really.
I
look
do
at
both.
It.
I have to do both.
I need to like pen to paper and just. Right.
I'll put it in the notes and end up on Twitter like, what?
Right, exactly. So I just draw inspiration from a number of things, like so many things outside of what people might think is my norm. And I think that's why, going back to what you said, like when you see somebody bigger do something that you're doing, I think that's why it kind of really doesn't bother me. In the beginning it did. I'm just like, why y'all just can't, like, why we just can't work together? Why we? Right. But now I just feel like everybody doesn't have it. And if you are one of the people that have it and you're true to yourself, you're gonna evolve. You're gonna always be that one that they have to come to. They might have it now. It's gonna fall off somewhere down the line because it's not them.
It's not in them.
It's not in them. So for me, it's just like I could be doing this in 2024, 2030 roll around. I'm gonna be on some whole other thing. Like, and I'm okay with that. You know, timing is everything. My time is gonna come, whether it be now or whether it be later. But I do see it a lot, not just with myself, but just like a lot of other people. And it's just like people who have a bigger following or more popular or whatever it may be, they do take from a lot of the other people in the foreground and try to make it their own. And then people just swallow it up. And then when you're doing you, they're like, oh, this reminds me of such and such. And it's like, are you crazy?
I was here. I did it first.
Have your eyes been closed for the past 10 years?
Yes, they have.
But you gotta, I look at it like this though. Think about it. Even though when you put it in that perspective also, think of how much more gratifying it is when you have somebody like me saying, I see your influence. So if the world didn't show it to you, somebody knows where, that one person knows where it came from. Like, yo, I know where they got this from. Don't even trip. We was there. The day ones we really remember.
No, I get that a lot.
That's not enough for a lot of people, though.
I get that a lot, and especially on Instagram. And a lot of it does not come from my followers that are in the United States. They are in the UK. They're in Africa. Like, these girls don't even live here.
Oh, let's talk.
And
they know their references, though. They have their fashion history is on point.
I want to have a conversation. We haven't had a conversation with any of our guests about that.
About what?
The styling, who do you feel has better style?
Oh gosh, American girls or
the
UK
US girls or the UK or the US? Because I'm going to tell y'all right now, I'm going to give you a backstory. 2020, what year me and her broke up? 2021, 22, 21, I got locked in 21.
Oh Lord Jesus.
2 weeks before I said, I want to go to London.
I love London, by the way.
I knew you was going to come
I
tell
love
us
London, by the way.
I love London.
I still haven't been and I need to go.
I packed my bags. Shaniqua, I packed my bags. I booked a first class flight. As I'm packing my bags, I said, I'm going to kill these niggas. I got on the flight. I put my feet up. I sat back. I waited for them to serve my lasagna, my vegetarian lasagna. I declined the liquor. I don't drink. I went to sleep. And in my head, I'm like, kill these niggas. I woke up, got to the airport, grabbed my bags, got to my Airbnb, opened my suitcase, looked at my clothes and said, I'm gonna kill these niggas. Y'all, I got dressed the first day. I went to Oxford Street. I wasn't killing shit. These niggas was on a whole nother level. I seen an Asian girl in a Dior poncho.
Oh, they gonna kill it.
In the rain.
One thing about that Asian girl.
You know niggas never want to use shit for what it's used for. Wearing Timberlands in the snow is blasphemy. How dare you? You wear Bottega paddle boots in the water, or you lost your fucking mind. I said she got on a Dior poncho for the rain, in the rain, and I thought it was crazy. With the matching bag, scarf, I walked in Selfridges. I said,
Selfridges is different. And I've only seen
Harrods.
just based off of what I've seen on the internet.
I didn't care for Harrods that much because it was very dark and gloomy. It felt like I was shopping at Hollister. It felt like I was shopping at Hollister.
No, but it's like my first time going to London, I went for work. Mm-hmm. And I got called for work. I think I had like not even 24 hours to prepare. It was the J. Cole and Bia video, the London video that they shot. And the lead stylist on it had called me, and I was like, okay, cool. And I packed up everything. I had to go pick up some stuff. I had boxes and boxes and boxes in JFK, and I didn't even have time to hire an assistant to bring them me or anything. It was just like,
that's crazy.
You got to get it done. So it was crazy. I get on the flight. I lay out. I didn't even have time to eat. I was so tired. And I get there, and we're on set all day, the first day. Then the next day, I was supposed to be there for 3 days, and they ended up extending my stay for a week. So I ended up staying for 7.
Oh.
And I remember I went into Harrods. Before even getting into Harrods, just walking around, compared to the United States and over there in Europe. See, here we're a melting pot too, but there is a lot of things. Like there's a lot of racism and all that other stuff. We get it. But over there, it's classism. It's either you have money or you don't. Doesn't matter what your skin color is.
Right.
But if you have money, you are in these circles. So you may be black, polka dot, stripe, white, whatever. And I don't even remember what store we was going to, but I remember it was like Bugattis lined up outside of the store. And I was like, wait a minute. Dorothy, you are not in Kansas anymore, baby. What is going on?
They got money.
Because I didn't have time to prepare, I literally took a carry-on because I had so much stuff I had to bring that I had to check in. So I was like, I'm just going to grab some stuff when I get out there. Like, I went with, like, a sweatsuit. I had a trench coat with me. And I was just like, no, take me where I need to go be put together. I'm not going to go crazy because I'm here for work, but I need to be put together. And I will agree with you. I'm not a matchy-matchy type of girl, so you're never going to see me in a Dior poncho with the matching bag and matching boots. That's not my thing. But they're very label-heavy out there, but they know clothes. They know silhouette. And there's money out. The money there is different. And I was telling my mother while I was there, I was like, it's money out here. And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, it's just different. It's so inspiring. I'm like, I walked out of a store with 7 Bugattis lined up. I've never seen a Bugatti in real life. You know what I mean? Like, we've seen the G-Wagons in it, but I've never, these people have this at their leisure. And I remember going into Harrods, and there was a lot of Muslim women in there, because I think it's owned by like a Middle Eastern or something, if I'm not mistaken.
That's a whole different
ballgame. They got that
game. Listen.
Whole different ballgame.
Like, they're covered up and they're fly as hell.
Still fly.
Crazy.
And I'm like, I'm not into cultural appropriation or anything like that, but I'm just like, they make me want to throw a hijab on. Like, I feel like they make me want to, because I feel like I could do this. You know what I mean? I wouldn't do it though, because, I'm not, obviously I'm not Muslim, but it was just like, if it was a style thing, I would definitely try that on for size, but it was just different. And it's very low key. It's not loud.
And that's what I like about it, because it's not in your face. It's like the money is present, but it's not slapping you in the face. And they smell amazing. First of all, let's get there. They smell amazing. They're they're very classy. They carry themselves a certain way.
Taste is going to tell it every time.
And it really is.
Because money is not always the thing.
And
money gives you access, and just because you have the access does not mean that you have the style or you have the taste.
That's a fact.
Those ladies have taste.
They do.
Those men, it's done very tasteful, with the exception of a couple, but for the most part, and I think that's what people don't understand. So even in the United States, even in our influencing or whatever, our famous people, they have money, so they have access. But how many times have you seen people that have money look a complete fool?
Every day.
All the time.
So I think people don't understand that cannot buy you. You either have it or you don't.
Right.
And if you don't have it, hire a stylist. There's nothing wrong with that. But I don't think people understand that the taste level is going to tell it every time.
That's a fact. Do you feel like, what would you tell people, right? If someone was, I guess, maybe wanting to start their wardrobe over or wanting to, I guess, get into a new direction, like, what is your advice for someone just like styling themselves?
So my first thing would be for them to figure out what are they most comfortable in and what makes them feel most confident. So when you put that on, how do you feel? I dress based on my feeling. It's very emotionally driven, right? So I would definitely say that would be the first step, because a lot of times we might see things and be like, oh, that's super sexy, but I know that I wouldn't be comfortable in it. So if I'm not comfortable in it, it's not going to be believable for me. She's confident. Obviously, the way that she's wearing it works for her. So I would definitely, that's the ground floor. What are you comfortable in? What makes you feel most confident, right? And then also with texture and silhouettes, that's a big thing for me. I like structure. I like things with volume. I like things with shape. For me, it gives an edginess. It's not easy and it's not boring. Even if something just like a blazer with power shoulders and a cinch waist, right? It's just, essentially, it's a blazer. But when you put it on with something, so basically you have the tank top and some jeans, it pulls your look together. You don't have to do too much. And I think people overstyle too. That would be my number. Like, you don't have to overstyle. If you have a piece, let that piece be the piece.
But you don't need 5 pieces. They have to show you that they have 5 pieces, though.
But you don't need to do that. Each piece has its individual time.
Let it have its moment. I like to let my pieces have their moment. I break my. When I look at this shirt, I'd be like, I need to spread this. I can make 5 outfits out of this one outfit that you just put together. This is 5 different outfits right here. Definitely heavy on the spacing it out. Continue, please.
Yeah, because people be like, I got to put it all on at the same time. I need them to see that
I know you would, tacky motherfucker.
But, so I forgot which number I was up to. But definitely figuring out what you're most comfortable in. Silhouettes are really important. What you feel most confident in. Is that my stomach? I'm sorry.
I didn't hear anything.
Figuring out what you're most comfortable in, and I would say start there. And then once you get those basics, then you'll start feeling more confident in trying new things. And don't be afraid to try new things.
That compliments you. Please be careful with that.
Okay.
That compliments you.
Yes, but
go ahead, clarify.
I think sometimes that people are just used to their thing, their uniform, because I see a lot of girls be like, oh, this is my uniform, and that's fine, but it might just be boring or it might just not work for you.
Right.
So try something new and evolve. People are afraid of evolving. I don't know why. Like, why do you want to look the same all the time? I never got into like the uniform, and I guess we all probably have a uniform, so to speak, but try something new.
I think your uniform would be like, when you don't know what to wear, what do you put on? Because when I don't know what to wear, I'm going to put on, every single time it's going to hit for me, a blazer, some kind of like pant bottom, a heel, and a crop top. Like that.
Hello. I'm like, it's raining today.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on.
And I know I look put together. I feel comfortable. I collect blazers. Like, I'm obsessed with blazers. So for me, it just makes sense to do that. And then the heel just like dresses me up, right? It makes me feel a little bit more elevated. So technically that would be my uniform if I don't know what the hell to wear. But like, some people just have a uniform that, like you said, is probably just not doing them any justice.
Right.
And then like, I don't know how you feel about people dressing for their body types, but this is a big thing that I feel like people don't pay attention to.
Yes, I do think that, because I'm not here to tell you, what you feel most comfortable in or what you feel looks best for you. But I do think that everything is not for everybody. Because, you got to be careful these days with saying certain things, and it's like body shaming, and it's not sensitive. Because even as a woman on the smaller side, there's some things that just don't work for me. And depending on the month, I might be a little fluffier around the midsection or not, and then I'll be like, I can't wear that right now. I got to start back working out because this doesn't work for me. But some people, they like what they like. They don't care, and that's fine. I think even for smaller women too, this is just not for women who are on the bigger side. Smaller women too, you can't wear everything. You can't wear those little micro mini belt skirt things it's a standing only outfit. No, you know what I mean? Like it's just no, and because you're not comfortable, you can't tell me you're comfortable, and that's the biggest thing. And then also, I just feel like people don't invest in staple pieces. So if you're starting your wardrobe over, like invest in staple pieces. These are pieces that you can build up, you can break it down, you can wear them multiple times, and stop with that we can only wear things one time thing.
Damn.
I don't know.
Don't talk to me like that.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know who said that because
look at this man right here because he be on some. Oh, I'm just gonna wear it the one time.
I'm not going. That's the point out of it.
That's the point of having a staple piece. This is a piece,
and that's what I say all the time.
That you are going to wear for the next 5 seasons or the next 10 seasons. Some of my best pieces, and I get compliments on to this day, were not bought within the last 5 years.
I'm gonna tell you what it is. This is my flaw. This is one of my flaws in fashion. My flaws in my wardrobe. I am somewhat still stuck in just like what you call it in the episode when we was talking about the back pockets of jeans and how you knew you was fly based on the back pocket of your jeans in high school. And we knew you repeated those jeans because we remember them fucking back pockets on you. So my mind is so transformed, is so programmed to like high school. It's like I can wear, bro, you can only wear this once. You gotta get something. You can't wear this piece again. You can't wear. It was so bad for maybe about 2 years on my Instagram. You will not find, since I've had Instagram, you will never find the same pair of shoes once.
Well, let me ask you a question. Why does it matter if they know that you wore them again?
High school thinking.
I
had a high school. That was my flaw in my. I'm honest.
Because I'm an outfit repeater.
Oh my God! Guys,
I'm a remixer.
And if you didn't see me that day, guess who's probably wearing it 2 days later? Because who's on me?
I'm a remixer.
I'm remixing it. Yeah,
I remix better than Diddy, baby. I'm going.
Listen, every single time.
I mean, listen. Because at one point he was a remix. Remix. Okay.
Take that away from him.
I think that's the problem too. So it's like if you're starting your wardrobe over and you don't know where to start, that is the first thing.
Absolutely.
Get investment pieces and you can wear them more than once.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to be honest with you. Some of the old stuff still works. Some of the old stuff is better than the new stuff.
Absolutely.
And I like that when I walk out, I'm not going to see 50,000 people because I bought this jacket 20 years ago.
Absolutely.
Well, not 20 years ago. I'm exaggerating. But I bought this jacket 5 seasons ago and somebody probably didn't want to wear this no more because, again, it's not in season or it's not. But I'm going to wear it my way. And people going to ask me every day, well, where did you get that from? Oh, I bought this 5 years ago. And I know sometimes people think that I'm being funny on Instagram, but I'm not. It's literally like I wear a lot of my old stuff more than I wear new stuff because, again, even now, like new collections don't grab you the way that they used to. Once upon a time, you would see a collection, you would want every single piece. Now you maybe want 1 or 2.
If that.
Right? So it's like the old stuff and the quality was better.
Absolutely.
And the old stuff still works. So I still incorporate that. But that's because those are investment pieces. So I'm going to be able to wear, and I'm an outerwear junkie. So especially when it comes to jackets, I will say invest in good pieces. So that would be like my 4, I think.
So now when you say, how do we find that medium between what's trendy and what's in style and what's just completely not good? Because like we're having this conversation on Instagram and now everybody's talking about bring back the arenas, the Balenciaga arenas. If you
I remember.
Remember? Mm-hmm. So now they're like, we missed this Balenciaga, not this big ass shoe here. And I'm like, if somebody was to back out some arenas.
I actually seen somebody wearing some recently, and the outfit was actually cute. I applaud him for it. But again, he's an individual. Like, he's not one of those, I follow what everybody else is doing. He does his own thing.
It's
so
the same person. Because I seen one guy with...
I question. Why he can't wear his arenas?
Right.
Like, if the fit is...
So you gonna let me back out my Fendi Voodoo Browns?
If you gonna do it justice, do what you want to do. That's how I feel about it.
Do you know which Fendis I'm talking about?
The ones that you posted?
Nah,
I saw those.
I'm talking about the old...
I mean, we don't want them falling apart now.
Right,
I mean,
don't give me dust.
If they are in good standing...
Right, if they look
I'm
good and you
can
put together...
Fendi sneakers.
You can put together a classic sneaker, right, with something current right now. That's like the best marriage of items, I feel like. Right. You got to mix old with the new all the time. That's where the magic is.
Old with the new,
Balenciaga coming to
old
you.
with the new, high with the low. That's
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know? But here's the thing. You asked me, how do you...
Yeah, because so now what becomes just like, no. Like, what are we doing? Why are we wearing that?
I think that is definitely an individual preference because nobody can tell me what to wear. You know what I mean? Like, I wear what I want to wear. And that's the thing about being a trailblazer. You're not worrying about what the masses are saying. You're not worrying. You just you're not even putting thought into it. You're just being yourself. You're putting on what you're putting on, and you're going outside. Yeah. It happens to me all the time. And then people be like, oh, I haven't seen those in so long. Then it's like a thought in their mind, because now it's like, okay, she has a platform, so she's doing it, then it's cool. I never had to worry about that. Like, I kind of just always just did my own thing. And speaking to my YouTube video I recorded the other day, I was speaking about my ins and outs for 2024, and I spoke about a specific item that a lot of fashion publications are pushing to the girls, like they're back. And
is it the ballet flats?
Yes, and I hate it. I'm actually uploading the video tomorrow, and I was speaking on it, and I just was like, this is my opinion, and you guys don't have to, you can do your own thing. If you have ballet flats and you love them, twirl around on your toes. I don't care. Do you think? But it's a no for me, and I'm going to tell you why it's a no for me. For one, they just don't look good. I don't care if they're Miu Miu. I don't care if they're a liar. I don't care if they're from Steve Madden. They don't look good. And I'm all about what looks good. So if it looks good and it's 10 years old, but it still looks good, I'm going to wear it. You're speaking to a person that still has advancing from 2009. I still have my Pele Peles from when I was going to Skate Key. And I still wear my stuff. I don't, I wear it leisurely, obviously. But when people see it, they go, it invokes some type of memory and some type of feeling. So I feel like if you are individual and you have your own mind and your own personal style, nobody can tell you this is out or this is in. If you have Balenciaga arenas and you're going to put it together well, I might look at you and be like, oh, this looks really good. I remember those. And that's that. People who
it's going up, yo,
are following care about what magazines are telling them to wear, what other people are telling them to wear. And I get it, being an influencer, this is your job to be like, oh, this is in, this is out. But I am here to tell you, as an influencer, content creator, whatever you want to call it, whatever umbrella you want to throw it under, do what feels good to you. Do what looks good for you. Do what you can do financially. That's another thing too. People are trying to keep up. They're trying to keep up and buy these things that they don't really like, but they're hype and they're trendy. And it's like, I'm not doing that.
And then they have to resell it.
Sitting in the line at 2nd Street all the way down the block trying to get rid of their shit.
They don't wear it.
It's just like, weird. Like, it's so funny because I remember Giuseppe Cruz Summers had their run, right? The girls were in them. I still have a pair.
I still like them though.
Yes, that's the crazy part.
Those are a statement.
And I remember a girl saying, like, it was like a TikTok video, and like, one of those girls, they do like the green screen thing, and they were showing things, and she was just like, oh, like, who's still wearing that? And I'm just like, me? What do you mean?
And the fit is gonna fit.
Me?
And it's
those
just like,
were some shoes.
And this is the thing about statement pieces. Even if the masses are not still wearing them, when you still wear them, people is gonna invoke some type of conversation. Absolutely. Whether they like it or they love it. And that's what you have to be confident in. You can't worry about the ins and outs. Yes, do we all like a trendy piece here and there? Absolutely. But that doesn't make you, and that's not a part of what my personal style is. And again, like I said, I mix the old with the new and the high with the low. And in order to do that, you have to keep some of those pieces around. Some of those core pieces that are just too good to be true, you got to keep those. My Giuseppe Cruz Summers are still there. My Kanye West Giuseppe collaboration, every time I wear those shoes, because not everybody had access to those. And anybody who had access to those was either a girlfriend of somebody famous, a Kim Kardashian or something like that, a supermodel. I just happened to get lucky. And at the time, the boyfriend I was with, he actually bought them. So I guess I got to give him some credit because I did not buy those. But at the end of the day, it's like those shoes are old as hell. I had to get them, serviced because they're composed of like pearls and stuff. And I'm just like, I'm gonna wear these till they fall apart.
Absolutely. And those are a piece of art. I love those shoes.
What?
Like, you could just literally sit those on top of a mantle or something.
And I almost, it was a time and place where I almost wanted to get rid of them. I was just like, oh, whatever, having a moment. And then I'm like, no. Are you crazy?
There's certain things you have to
crazy?
keep. You have to keep them.
So to answer your question, I just feel like you got to do what is good to you. You can't let other people dictate. Yes, you can look to people that you admire, their style, or if it's something, if they do it professionally, that's fine. But if it doesn't work for you, you can leave it on the table. That's it. You don't have to take everything off the table. Some things you pick up and some things you just put down, and that's fine.
That's fair.
Wise words from Shaniqua. We want to thank you so much for coming up here. It's an honor to be blessed with this because, like I said, longtime fan. I've been on your page for years, watching the evolution of your style.
Thank you.
This is me to buy a few things. Them ASOS heels, the padded ones.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
I saw you with those. I was like, oh, okay.
And you know what's so crazy? I sold those shoes out 3 times.
I have them.
And I remember reaching out to ASOS, and they wouldn't work with me. And I was just like, oh.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But, I mean, it happens.
Well, also, and ASOS is not, they're struggling a little bit right now, baby.
Yeah.
Let the people know Shade?
I be doing my research.
Let the people know where they can find you at, where they can get in contact with everything you coming up, potential clients. Just give out your information.
Okay, well, you can find me on Instagram at Simplicityxstyle. Well, it's Simplicityxstyle, but it reads Simplicityxstyle. You can find me on TikTok, Simplicityxstyle as well. And yeah, my email's in my bio. So if you want to reach out to me for any business inquiries, if you're a client, if you are PR, marketing, whatever, that's where they can find me. Not hard to find.
There we go. Well, it's been a pleasure. We want to thank y'all for tuning in to the Dress Code Podcast. It's your boy Bruhman from the 5th floor.
Ashley from the Stylish Local.
And we're out.